This is it? This is the place? Why here?
Just wait a few minutes. It's almost midnight.
This is Tartarus, the labyrinth that reveals itself during the dark hour.
Labyrinth? What are you talking about? What happened to our school?
Once the dark hour passes, everything returns to normal.
This is the nest you were talking about? But why? Why'd our school turn into a giant tower? You don't know either?
No.
I'm sure it's complicated. Who cares anyway? It's not like it would change our minds about fighting.
Well, maybe now we'll find out. Mitsuru and I have only gone in to take a peek. This'll be our first time exploring it. Exciting, isn't it? There has to be some sort of clue in here about the dark hour.
Akihiko, I respect your enthusiasm, but you won't be accompanying us today.
I know, you don't have to remind me.
Whoa. It's just as cool on the inside.
But it sure is creepy.
This is only the entrance. The labyrinth lies beyond the doorway at the top of the stairs.
First, we'll have you three get a feel for this place. Why don't you go have a look around?
What? By ourselves?
We're not asking you to go very far. And I'll be feeding you information from here.
So you two didn't plan on coming in the first place?
That's right. We're also going to appoint a leader to make any necessary decisions.
For real? One of us? Me, pick me.
You're in charge.
Me?
But wait, why him? He doesn't look like a leader.
But he has fought them before.
Seriously?
That's true, but there's another reason. You two. Can you summon your persona without any difficulties like he can?
Yeah, of course I can.
I think so.
These are shadows we're talking about here. Without your persona, you're screwed.
I'm aware of that.
You see a strange door. What's that? You used the velvet key.
I've been waiting for you. The time has come for you to wield your power. The tower that you are about to venture into. How did it come to be? For what purpose does it exist? Regrettably, you are not yet capable of answering these questions. That is why you must be made aware of the nature of your power.
About that door.
It leads here, although no one but you can see it. Your power is unique. It's like the number 0. It's empty, but at the same time holds infinite possibilities. You, my boy, are able to possess multiple personas and summon them as needed. And when you have defeated your enemies, you will see the faces of possibility before you. There may be times when they are difficult to grasp, but do not fear. Seize what you have earned. Your power will grow accordingly. Be sure to keep that in mind. My spare time will soon be scarce. But please, come again of your own accord. I'll tell you then about my true role, the manner in which I can best assist you. Until then, farewell.
Well, that was weird.
Hey, are you all right?
Yeah, what's up? You look like a zombie.
Well, I mean, I opened this door and...
Huh? What door?
Man, are you loco?
they don't seem to see the door. I guess Igor was right.
Have you been nodding off? You seem kind of out of it.
Dude, you're supposed to be our leader. Get your head in the game.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I'm coming. Just doing leader shit, you know? You can check your own stats by pressing the triangle button. Also, you can save your progress by accessing the clock to the left of the entrance. Yeah, we can finally look at our goddamn stats and stuff and things. So, without getting too, into the weeds here, the important thing is that you can check your calendar at any time by going here to the system and calendar. You can see stuff like holidays, days off, that sort of thing. If there is events like exams, for example, happening next month, very spooky. So just like random junk like that, it lets you keep a little bit better track of what's going on, though it doesn't, as far as I know, auto-populate with important things, so you kind of have to do that on your own. And then they also give you a dictionary of important terms. So if you ever kind of get confused about something that's being talked about, you're like, what do they mean by transmogrify again? Or what do they mean by persona again? Whatever, you can kind of look here and they'll give you a little rundown. And then you can also just change your settings here if you need to. Outside of that, everything else is going to kind of be just as you see it, equip items, status, check your status, all that junk. So let's go ahead and check out the clock, though, because the clock is how we save. I have not yet saved, but, this is where you do it. Alright, so outside of that, here we are in Tartarus officially with full freedom, kind of, to do whatever we want. Is this yours? Do you mind not touching that? I use it to transport delicate equipment necessary for gathering information. Oh, sorry, my bad. Don't worry, I won't push you too hard. You'll be just fine. I'll take your word for it, I guess. Since Yukari and Junpei have no real experience in battle, make sure you back them up. Fine, I guess I will. So, let me kind of explain how this is going to work. Here in Tartarus, in the lobby, it's like a safe area where nothing ever happens to you. You just kind of chill out. It lets you plan how you're going to tackle the dungeon. And the party members that you can take along with you will just kind of be chilling here. And so you can walk up to them, talk to them, and be like, so this is Tartarus. And then you can check their status, see what's going on with them. You can also change out their equipment if you have things to give them and stuff like that. And if we scroll over, we can also view their persona. So Yukari here has EO, weak to electricity, but strong against wind. And she also starts with a healing skill, Dia. Very useful. And then Junpei here. Alright, let's do this. I'll prove that I should be in charge. Sure you will. Got his starting equipment. And then we have his persona, Hermes. Strong against fire and weak to wind. So I'll get kind of like more into the weeds about the battle mechanics next trip to Tartarus, because this trip's kind of more tutorialized, laid back. But I just wanted to kind of get a lay of the land. And if it were any other time going to Tartarus in this menu here, when you're talking to someone, you could remove them from your party, but they don't let you do that for the tutorial here. So without further ado, what's this? It's some kind of device you've never seen before. It doesn't seem to be functioning right now. No, okay. Whatever. This is the entrance. Actually, oh, I wonder what happens if you try to leave. I've never tried that before. Dude, that's the wrong way. I wasn't expecting Junpei to say that, but I guess it makes sense. Alright, without further ado, for real, let's head in. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Good luck. No, that's all you wanted, huh? Block 1.
So, this is it, huh?
Uh-huh.
I hope I don't get lost.
Can you all hear me?
Whoa, is that you, Senpai?
I'll be providing audio backup from here on out.
Wait, you mean you can see inside here?
It's my persona's ability. I'd like to join you, but the structure of Tartarus changes from day to day. That's why outside support is imperative.
Well, that makes me feel a whole lot better.
Now, based on your current location, you can expect to encounter enemies at any minute. They shouldn't be too tough, but proceed with caution. Practice makes perfect.
Right.
Got it. Why is she always like that?
Let's begin. Keep in mind, these are real battles you'll be engaging in. Now, see if you can eliminate all the shadows wandering around this floor. Alright, welcome to Tartarus proper. If the lobby is the first floor, this is the second floor. And the way Tartarus works is you have all these different floors that you go on. It's procedurally generated, or randomly generated, if you will. So every floor will be different, and they'll never be the same, even if you revisit them. It's also a one-way trip. If you go up to a new floor, you can't go back down to the previous floor unless you start over from the beginning again. So it's an interesting little dungeon layout. This is like the other half of the game. If the first half that we've kind of got our feet wet in is like the social simulation school life aspect, this is our dungeon crawling aspect. We have our classic treasure chests in the form of like briefcases. And then that is our shadow. Watch out, I detect a shadow in front of you. Move in and hit it before it attacks you. Press the X button to use your weapon. If you can hit an enemy before it hits you, then you'll have the advantage at the start of the battle. Yeah, so this one's not facing us, so we can kind of just whack it in the back.
Takuba has informed me about your power, but nevertheless, you have minimal combat experience. Would you like me to explain the basics of battle?
Sure. Yes, please.
The primary offensive options available to you in battle are attack and skill. Attack corresponds to the weapon you've equipped, while skill relates to your persona's abilities. Though skills consume either stamina or spiritual power, they tend to have a greater effect. Use whichever option best suits the situation. Keep attacking until you've defeated the enemy, but pay careful attention to your stamina. That's it for now. Did you get all that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, then I want you to defeat the enemy before you. Try using both the skill and attack options.
All right. Well, I'm gonna lump some things in here. We have new options on our wheel, command wheel. We of course had weight before, and attack and skill, but now we have items which we can use to use our items that are in our inventory. And then tactics. This game plays actually very differently from even the next Persona game after it, because you don't have direct command of your allies. You actually only have tactics commands over them. So you can tell Junpei to heal or support, assign a target for him, or just tell him to do nothing, stand by, or just let him act freely. And then you can also just like quickly do that for everybody. And then we also have our support character, has some different commands that you can give them as well. So the game kind of plays more like tactfully, where you actually feel like you're a leader of a group giving out commands, rather than just like playing a normal RPG where it's just like, all right, let me use this attack, this attack, this attack. It's interesting. People don't like it, and there are mods to get rid of it especially if you're emulating the game. But I actually kind of grew to enjoy it, even though it's weird. Oh, also, we can press triangle, and that will just do a rush where you just use your basic attacks over and over again.
Here's our chance. Let's get him.
Junpei, you're doing this a little bit early. I'm gonna relent for right now.
Why not? A complete victory. Great job.
And we got a Snuff Soul for winning and some XP. So yeah, sometimes they'll drop random items for you, which is really nice. And that was our first battle. Not too bad, right? I mean, it is floor 2. The enemies are really weak. There should be a staircase nearby. Do you see it? The staircase is the only way to proceed to the next floor. I can't allow you to go any higher today, but please remember about it next time. Yeah, she's talking about this one. So there isn't really any goal on any individual floor other than just like keep moving up. So you could actually just kind of like run straight to the staircase as soon as you spawn in and keep going up and up and up. But if we try to do that now, I'm sorry, but I can't allow you to leave this floor today. It's important that you gain experience in battle first. Now, see if you can eliminate all the shadows wandering around this floor. Yeah, so there's another shadow ahead of you. You'll be at a disadvantage if the enemy gets the first hit in, so try to surprise your opponents and strike first. If you are able to strike the enemy before you are spotted, then you will gain the initiative. On the other hand, if the enemy hits you first, the opposite will occur. Yeah, so last time I just kind of like snuck up behind it and hit it in the back. If a shadow's like kind of crawling towards you and you don't feel comfortable trying to like go up and hit it before it hits you, what you can do is bring up your status screen and then back out, and that will always force the shadow to like turn. Sometimes they'll turn into the same direction though they were going before, but if you do it enough times, they'll eventually like move in a way that is favorable to you. This is kind of like the best way to handle shadows that are in your way, unless you want to try running around them.
Now's a good time for me to explain about attack properties, which are important to consider during battle. Do you want to know more?
That's all right.
The enemies you're facing have a weakness that you can exploit. Why don't you give it a try?
Yeah, she was going to explain some stuff that I want to actually explain next visit. So what she's trying to get at though is that these particular enemies are actually weak to Agi. So if we use Agi on them,
You struck the enemy's weak point.
they go down because they're weak. And then we also get one more when we hit an enemy's weak point.
The enemy's weak point.
Here's our chance. Let's get him.
Sure, we'll do it.
Get back here, you son of
A complete victory. Great job.
Thank you, Mitsuru. Revival bead. Ooh, that's actually really nice. A nice item to get. But yeah, so if all the enemies on the field are downed, then you can get the opportunity to do an all-out attack, which is just kind of like everyone rushes in, does a bunch of damage. So it's just kind of like a high damage option that only pops up if you play well. There are reasons not to use it that I'll get into later. Let's pick up this. Obtain medicine ×1. Take that. There seems to be a shadow just around the corner. Approach carefully to avoid being spotted. The map will prove to be quite useful as you explore, so use it often. Yeah, so you can see on the map in the bottom left, the red dot is a shadow, and then we are the, you know, the blue dots or the triangle. And you're gonna spend like actually a lot of time looking at the map instead of where you're going. At least that's what I found from playing the game.
Were you able to exploit the enemy's weakness in the last battle?
Yep.
If you didn't already notice, doing so will also grant you an additional attack. Would you like more details?
No.
Then proceed with the battle. Use what you've learned to quickly dispose of the enemy.
Alright, so I mean, I guess I got no reason not to just spam Augie at them.
You exploited the enemy's weakness.
Might as well get it over with. As you can see though, we're using a lot of our spiritual power. I can't believe the game calls it that. That's kind of cheesy. I'll probably just call it skill points.
The enemy is vulnerable.
Here's a chance. Let's get him. Get back here, you son of a...
Keep up the good work.
Mysterious cards have appeared in your mind. You wonder if this was what Igor was talking about. After battle, you will occasionally have the opportunity to select a card from the ones shuffled before your eyes. If you pick a card with a persona on it, then you will receive that persona. There are other cards, each of which has a unique effect or reward. Keep an eye on the card you want and try to pick it. I'm pretty sure this is going to happen like immediately, so real quick, left to right. We have our persona card, obviously, that we could get. We have a coin, which is just money. And then I think it's called a wand, which is actually just bonus experience. And then another coin. Oh, I actually have to press X. Okay, nice. Well, there you go. Good look at it. And I'm actually going to be trying to get the persona here. It's all the way on the right. So yeah, it's just like a little shuffle game. It gets actually like progressively difficult as you progress in the game, but right now it's kind of easy. So we have welcome Pixie into our hearts and got our snuff soul. I'll take it. And we leveled up. Kind of
Yes!
oh, everyone leveled up.
My skill level has increased.
Okay,
Da-da-da-da! Junpei is leveled up!
that's cool. Obtain medicine. And they can also see that even though they took no damage, they don't actually like gain their new health and skill points along with them. So level ups unfortunately aren't like free heals or anything like that. I detect a shadow up ahead. Yeah, okay, Mitsuru. How are you feeling? If you or another party member is in bad shape, then use healing items prior to engaging the enemy. If you don't have anything on hand, then ask Takiba to heal you. You should make a habit of checking your stats before entering into a battle. If you or another party member has a persona of healing skills, be sure to take advantage of it. Yeah, so we could actually go and talk to Yukari right now. What's wrong? And we could request healing, which would literally just have her use her skill to heal all of us. I'm not gonna do it, we don't really need it. And then also something I haven't mentioned till now is that the shadows, they've been varying like in size on the field here. And that's not indicative of strength of the enemy as much as it is group size. So a large shadow is a bigger group of enemies, and a smaller shadow is usually just like one enemy or maybe a couple.
There is a better way to defeat all of your enemies in battle than to attack them individually. You can perform an all-out attack. Would you care to hear more about
You're kind of late on that one. No thanks.
Then, that concludes the basics of battle. But there's one last thing I need to tell you. Shadows become stronger the further you advance. If you don't think you can win a battle, retreat at once. There may be times, however, when an escape will be impossible. This battle is one of those times. Good luck.
Yeah, so she's talking about the escape option, which has been grayed out this whole time. Something that we just got, though, because we got a new persona, is the persona command. We can go in here and we can actually switch our persona if we want to. And we can also take a look to see what we're switching into. We have a persona that's level 2, only has a healing skill, and is weak or strong against electricity, but has no weaknesses. Interesting. We're gonna stick with Orpheus right now. And we should be fine to just Augie all these guys. Yeah, let's do it. These battles are so easy that there's no real point in thinking hard about them. Oh, also, does it let me do it? Oh, it does. If you press R1, you can actually see the turn order. You always go first for some reason. But as far as I know, it's actually like relatively, it feels random, even though it's probably based on your agility. How many, between the enemies and your allies, who's going what order. So keep that in mind, very useful.
You struck the enemy's weak point. Attack again.
Here's our chance. Let's get him.
All right, Junpei, let's get it.
Get back here, you son of a...
You have the potential to grow even stronger.
And something else they don't tell you is that these shuffle times only happen if you are the one that defeats the enemy or an all-out attack defeats the enemy. If you don't, then it's like a smaller percentage chance, but it is guaranteed if you do the killing blow. Now here, I think we already have a pixie, and if you try to get another one, it'll just be like, you already have that, and then nothing will happen, so we'll just go for the experience here. All right.
Yes! My skill level has increased!
Again?
Ta-da-da-da! I'm the man!
Wow. I forget, do we have access to our party from our home menu? I didn't think so. That's too convenient of a feature for this old game. I have to talk to them. I think you guys are level 3 now, right? Yeah, let's go. I guess they all caught up to me. Oh, that's odd. Usually there are more shadows on the prowl. Well, at least you gained some experience in battle. Let's go back to the dorm for today. There should be an access point somewhere on that floor. You can use it to return to the entrance. Since there aren't any enemies to worry about, why don't you split up and search individually? Just tell the other party members what you'd like them to do. Press the square button to issue orders to your allies. So yeah, if you're on the field, you can actually press square and you get some like commands on the field. You can have them split up to defeat shadows. This is basically useless. I like never use it. I'm sure someone could be like, well, there's actually a niche use case here where it makes sense, but more times than not, your party is gonna die if they try to fight shadows individually, and so it just doesn't make any sense. If you're on a lower floor, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really. The argument here would actually be that when you have less people in your party, you get more experience for the people that are in your party than if you had more. So it's more efficient to level up that way per battle, which actually does matter, but this ain't it. Don't ever use this. Split up though just has your allies trying to search for like items and things like that. Use this command and instruct your party members to spread out and look for stairs, access points, and items. However, if they are not very strong, they can easily fall prey to the enemy. Be sure to keep an eye on their HP.
Everyone, spread out and proceed individually.
And we can see them like filling the map for us as they run around. I'm just gonna stand here. Oh, I found the access point. What do you want to do? So yeah, if they do find like the stairs of the access point, they'll ask you if you want to just like go ahead and go on, and then it'll kind of like warp you to it. We're gonna keep going for right now.
Okay, then I'll look around some more.
Oh, come on, Junpei. Oh god. Yes, Yukari looked up there. Alright, that's the whole thing. Now we can ask them to regroup with us.
Everyone, return to the leader.
So yeah, there may be a use for splitting up where as soon as you arrive on a floor, I think the way that the game works is that, like, let's say we start the floor, you know, down here. So we start right here and we basically see nothing around us, right? Like nothing, there's no shadows or anything on the map. If we ask them to split up and we just stand right here, then they will walk around and they won't run into any shadows because none of them have spawned, because they only spawn around the main character. Don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure, but I seem to recall something to that effect. So if you're trying to item grind, that might be a viable strategy. I would test it first by like making sure you've saved recently enough that you wouldn't mind having your party get screwed over. But let me know in the comments if that's actually a viable strategy or not, because I'm kind of curious. Regardless though, this is an access point. Good, you found the access point. Please return to the entrance. Yeah, that's all it does, is it takes you back to the lobby. Here you go, bro. And then also Junpei will hand us whatever he found.
Welcome back. So, how was it?
No problem, really.
I see. Well, if you gained confidence, that's the best thing you could have achieved.
Wow, I never knew I had that kind of power. We kicked some ass. But damn, I'm beat.
That's because you were bouncing around like a little kid.
Yeah, you look pretty tired yourself, Yucatan.
I'm still trying to catch my breath, actually.
That's the effect of the dark hour. You'll become fatigued more easily. Don't worry though, you'll adapt. But I'm surprised. You all did much better than I expected. At this rate, they'll catch up to you in no time, Akihiko.
We'll see about that.
Mysterious voice rings in your head. We all know what this is going to be. This is just them going, your social link has increased by 1 stage. Level 2 for the Fool Arcana. Alright, here we are. I'm now alone. You can see the people in your party on the bottom right, obviously. And now these guys aren't in it anymore. Dude, I can't take it anymore. I'm starving. I'm feeling tired. Let's go back. You know what? I'm going back in. That's enough for today. You have plenty of fighting ahead of you. Let's return to the dorm. Oh my god. Mitsuru, you're ruining my fun. From now on, you'll select your party here before you enter Tartarus. I'll explain the details some other time. Très bien, you did well today. Now let's head back to the dorm. You guys did a great job, but you won't have to shoulder the burden forever. If only I hadn't gotten injured. Alright, well, I would call that mission success. I'm gonna go save and then we can leave. All right, let's go home. The dark hour will soon be over. It will be the next day when you stop exploring and return to the dorm. To no one's surprise. So let's return. Get some sleep. You decide to stop exploring and return to the dorm.